Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Raymond Mills Johnson, and I'm Vice President of Voice for the Children Incorporated. I work with Marianne Malky, and we worked together for several years, and it's been a wonderful experience for me working with Marianne, and plus I've learned a tremendous amount from the experience myself. My background, very briefly, is I have a background in counseling and psychotherapy and also hypnosis. I would now like to introduce Marianne Malky.
We have a worldwide problem that destroys children's lives every day. It's known as parental abduction. Its forecast is 700,000 incidents will occur this year, with some children being abducted multiple times. A small percentage is international abduction, but the majority are right here in the United States. These children are not kidnapped by a stranger, but by one of their own parents, not out of love, but out of spite or mental illness. They suffer Stockholm Syndrome. They are held hostage, and in order to survive, they have to agree with their abductor. For many, their identity is taken away. They are forced to live as fugitives. Their names are changed. They are constantly on the run. They are not allowed to make friends. The abductor keeps them hidden, so they will not be tracked down. Some are deprived of the basic needs, including stable medical attention, education, and a healthy, loving relationship. Parental abduction is extreme child abuse. In addition, they sometimes suffer physical and sexual abuse by the abducting parent. They are told lies, such as the left-behind parent, who is actually searching for them, is dead or doesn't love them. Some of these children are even murdered. These children never get to know their searching parent. They have serious problems with parental alienation for the rest of their lives. This includes a much greater risk to become alcoholics, drug abusers, prostitutes, clinically depressed, mentally ill, or criminals themselves. If we address this core problem, we can remove this poisonous influence from all of society. This crime not only affects parents and grandparents, but often the whole family tree is severed. Many family members never get to see the abductees ever again. The media refuses to expose this as a crisis. That is why we produced a documentary about parental abduction and entered it into the Asheville Film Festival, where it was considered for an award. Children kidnapped by a parent represent the largest segment of abducted children, 350,000 a year. The justice system is failing these children. It helps the abductor, not the left-behind parent. There are few resources available to search for abducted children and reunite them. In most states, the criminal statutes are either weak or non-existent. Police do not have the time or resources to search for parentally abducted children. It takes a very long time and a lot of money. We do not have Amber Alerts unless the child is in danger. We do not have search parties. The public does not distribute flyers, and we do not have search dogs. The crime of parental abduction is premeditated. The parental abductor uses false allegations to confuse the legal process and criminalize or slander the left-behind parent before the abduction. The abductor then gets full support of their family to help conceal the child and also financial support. The left-behind parent is in shock, scrambling to find resources to locate their children. Often, the left-behind parent loses everything: their houses, cars, jobs, and their sanity. If and when the child is located, now the parent has to fight for custody, even if they had custody in the first place. And most of the time they lose. It is hard for the public to accept that parents that abduct their children are psychopaths and they just abduct to hurt the other parent, when in fact they are really destroying their own children. The justice system does not comprehend that the abducting parent can be more harmful than a stranger due to the degree of psychological control over the child. I have worked on over 2,000 cases with parents, and very little has changed in 33 years. But one of the solutions is to teach about parental abduction in the schools. Jerry Ames and I just came back from Franklin, North Carolina, where we taught the first and second grade, 160 children. Stranger abduction, parental abduction, and the internet. And it was probably the only time in the entire United States that parental abduction was ever taught. And I went into the hospital one day and he called me on the phone and he said, "I'm going to take your son, you're never going to see him again." When I got out of the hospital, I did walk the streets of New York carrying this picture, and I would say, "Have you seen my son?"
And the devotion that she's put into this and the perseverance, it's awesome. It has me in tears.